guys, welcome in. This is episode 16. Welcome in. Stay a while. What's your name on the check-in?
Take your coat off. It's
Can
good.
I see that credit card? We need to put a credit card on file. This is episode 16 of Two Girls Chirping. I'm Lauren.
I'm Abby.
And who are we talking about today?
We are talking about the two last teams in the NHL, the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche.
It's crazy that we're talking about the last two teams, and this is, as of the day we're recording, this is the last day that we're going to have TikTok. Depressing.
A moment of silence.
Please, please, please.
Because the way that the Anaheim Ducks commented on our TikTok, few of them, and then Bowie has commented, and you're going to take it away from us now. We're just now having, we're not just now having fun, but we're having so much fun.
I know. I feel like we've kind of hit our stride a bit. And you know what?
The hate.
Strictly because of how good the social girlies, or whoever runs the account, but I'm assuming the girlies, for the Anaheim Ducks is, I think I'm a fan.
It's got to be a Gen Z girly.
It's got to be a Gen Z girly.
I love it.
I am a fan. I'm not getting a sweatshirt anytime soon, but I'm a fan. Strictly for them.
I'm a fan of their social media department.
I would like to take a moment. I would like to hold space, if you will, for all that TikTok was.
Give me your finger.
No. Okay. I hated that. My love language is not physical touch. That was crazy.
Let's hold space.
This was me holding space. Thank you, TikTok, for all you've done for us. Everyone, please go follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Please comment. We love the comments. A couple of people who commented on our YouTube to make suggestions about what we should make episodes about. Thank you. We saw it. We love it. We added it to the list.
Absolutely.
My final notes, because it's all about me. School is back in session. So if I seem a little dead inside, it's because I am. If you see my pimples, no, you don't. Let me live. Okay, I'm going to do the best I can.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Speaking of the best we can, who are we talking about?
We've already said it.
All right.
The Dallas Stars.
I already forgot.
The Dallas Stars.
Colorado, I remember.
Yes.
I just didn't remember the first one.
Yes. Let's start with the Dallas Stars.
You can start with whoever you want.
Their F1 equivalent. I said a virtual safety car. Do you want to know why?
More than anything, I'd like to know why.
Came to existence in hopes that it would be better, quicker, and more efficient than an actual safety car. It's exciting and interesting when one pops up, and my first train of thought is always, what is that even for? But then it normally cuts to the reason why. There is consistently one in a race, and they had some backlash when they were first introduced, but now they're very much appreciated. Some might think, why have a virtual safety car and an actual safety car? But it seems like they're here to stay.
It does seem like they're here to stay, right?
Yeah.
I cannot wait to learn about this team. That's crazy.
Alternative.
Also, I want to give you props. Your recent F1 equivalents have been so good. I was so tired of hearing Alpine and McLaren and Ferrari.
I was tired of doing Alpine
They
and
all
McLaren
match, aside from the ones I argued about.
You argued about like 8.
I did not argue about that many. It was at least 4, though. I'll give you that. Max. Don't fact check me on this. These have been impeccable.
Thank you so much.
They've made me laugh.
I said alternatively, it was going to be a stop and go penalty.
Dude, that's how I feel about a stop and go penalty.
It hurts a bit to watch regardless of the team. And I'm saying that strictly because of their color scheme. I don't love the color green that they are.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's so many cute shades of green. How could you pick an ugly one? It's not like the Predators where there's like really only one shade of yellow that's not atrocious.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
They were founded as the Minnesota North Stars. Mm-hmm. We know them. We love them.
I miss them. I think about them frequently.
And then
Matter of fact, I thought about refusing to call them the Dallas Stars and just calling them the North Stars, but I didn't want you to get on to me.
I would have, so I appreciate it.
But in my heart.
They didn't become the Dallas Stars until 1993. Their current owner is Tom Gagliardi. And their general manager is Jim Nill. And their current coach is Peter DeBoer.
Wait, can I make a note that I should have said at the beginning? Props to the Penguins goalie, whose name I will not attempt to pronounce, for getting a goalie and a goalie assist, the only in the NHL ever last night. It could have been two nights ago.
A goalie assist.
He got a goalie goal and he assisted a goal. He's the only goalie to ever do it.
I didn't catch that.
I know. I don't know how I did.
That
TikTok.
is
TikTok is how I caught it.
Yeah. Their success, all of this was as the Dallas Stars. So the Stanley Cups they have won from the 1999 Stanley Cup. They have 3 conference championships, 99, 2000, and 2020. And they have 9 division championships. So, first of all, they were in a different division than the Colorado Avalanche, who also have a lot of these same year's division championships. They realigned. So you'll hear me list a bunch of the same numbers, but they were in 2 different divisions at this time.
Crazy how the Stars realigned.
Crazy. So, do you want me to list them?
No. I think our TikTok about Hear Me Outs or We Listen and We Don't Judge prove that as soon as you start listing that many,
Fair.
Blah, blah, blah.
They also have 2 President's Trophies.
Nice.
1998 and 99.
The year I was born.
Yeah.
98.
So, I have this section titled What Could Have Been. The Minnesota Stars.
Okay, Taylor.
The Minnesota North Stars, sorry.
Period.
They were founded as a part of the 1967 expansion. So at the same time as the Flyers and the Penguins and that whole group.
I actually do remember that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. From 1967 to 1978, they were okay. They sold a lot of tickets initially, but it kind of tapered off. And they then had financial problems after some bad seasons in the 70s. So in 1978, they merged with the Cleveland Barons. Do you recognize that name?
No.
Do you recognize the Guns?
No.
Gunds.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They founded the San Jose Sharks as well.
Welcome.
So this was all
Welcome back.
That era. As we know, the North Stars and the Barons, they were both struggling and on the brink of folding, and so they just decided to merge. The Guns had majority ownership of the Stars at that time of the merge. Between the two of them, they had a very good group of talent. But they weren't really great. They made the finals in 1981, but lost in 5 games to the Islanders. That's really all they did. And by the 90s, they were really struggling. They didn't have great attendance, and they asked for permission to move. Is any of this ringing bells?
Yes. Ring-a-dang-dang, bitch.
So, also, as we know, the Guns and Norman Green came to an agreement because Norman Green had been granted a franchise in San Jose. The Guns said, we want that, we'll give you this. And that worked.
Very monopoly of them.
Yeah. So, Green takes over ownership of the North Stars. He had previously been a partial owner of the Calgary Flames. So he kind of knew what he was doing. By 1992, Norman Green also wanted to move the team. He wanted to move to LA. This was before the Anaheim Ducks. Mm-hmm. That got vetoed because Walt Disney Company had already entered negotiations to put that in. You're not going to turn down Walt Disney Corporation.
No.
But the NHL did give him the option to move to literally any other city that he wanted.
And he didn't come to Birmingham.
I don't blame him.
I do.
The real reason for the move, though, poor seasons and attendance. Obviously, we know this. They're not good. Nobody wants to go see a loser play. But also, Green had a sexual harassment case brought against him. His wife threatened to leave him if he didn't move the team, and because they wanted to get out. The people in Minnesota already didn't like him anyways and referred to him as Norman Greed.
What a piece of shit.
Right? Yeah, he had
Norman, you deserve the name Normand. To any Normans out there that aren't pieces of shit, I'm sorry, your angels love you.
Yeah.
But Norman is such a hard name. And you know what?
Yeah.
A piece of shit like him deserves it.
Yeah. So in 1993, they moved to Dallas.
Great.
Overall, the North Stars had 25 seasons. They made the playoffs 17 times, advanced past round 1 8 times, and made the Cup finals twice, but never won.
Yeah.
They had 2 division championships and 1 conference championship. So they were out.
Ugh.
I know.
Of all the teams that we give up on, the North Stars. Dude, in this time, if we had a team called the North Stars, the things that the social media girlies would be able to do, the logos, the merch, it would be insane.
I miss them. I wasn't alive, but... So now this is the first season in Dallas, 1993 through 94. They had pretty immediate success there and grew a very decent fan base, which was a surprise because it's not a traditional hockey state. Texas isn't. And there hadn't been an NHL team there before, so they didn't know what the fan base was going to look like, if at all.
And Norman was still in charge of this rodeo?
Yes, Norman was. They had 42 wins, a franchise record at the time.
Good for them.
And made the playoffs. But they did lose in round 2 to Vancouver.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I remember the days when Vancouver won.
Do you?
Vaguely.
When were those days?
Early in the season. Oh my God, it all has gone to shit. Let's not get started.
The following season, preseason, 1994, they make a trade for Kevin Hatcher. Darren Hatcher played for the team. Kevin was his older brother.
I love it.
So the 2 brothers were playing together.
I love a sibling
Darren
duo.
Hatcher, the younger brother, was named team captain.
The younger brother. Okay.
At the beginning of the season, he replaced Neil Broughton, who had been captain for only 17 games before being traded to New Jersey. Right?
Yikes.
Yeah. They made the playoffs again despite having a losing record and were beat in round 1 by Detroit. Tracks. Also in this 1995 year, Norman Green had some financial problems.
Good.
He personally had made poor moves in his other businesses outside of hockey and sold the team to Tom Hicks in 1995.
Choke on rocks.
They would miss the 1996 playoffs, but they had a lot of big trades that season, that first season under Tom Hicks, and it set them up for pretty good success moving forward. They also, in this time period, acquired Sergei Zubov, their top defenseman and power play star, I guess.
Power play.
For the next 13 years.
Oh, my lucky number.
Yeah. So in 1996-97, they won 48 games that season.
Good for them.
They had their first 100-point season in franchise history, both between them and the North Stars, and won the division title for the first time as the Stars.
It's because they dropped their dead weight.
Period.
Normand.
Period. They were seeded second in the playoffs, but in round 1 they met the Oilers and lost.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys.
The Oilers, it's not that the Oilers were seeded higher than them, it's just we know the Oilers.
The Oilers in the playoffs.
Yeah. The 97-98 season, they beat their previous season's record.
Heck yeah.
They had 49 wins.
Love.
And 109 points. Won the division title, the President's Trophy, and were seeded number 1 in the playoffs. They met the San Jose Sharks in round 1 and beat them in 6 games.
Yeah.
In that game, Joe Nieuwendyk was injured. He was also one of their top forwards. So he was injured in game 6 of that series.
The Stars or the Sharks player?
The Stars player.
Okay.
Yeah. And in round 2, they met the Oilers. They beat the Oilers in 5 games.
Good for them.
But they did lose in the conference finals to the Red Wings, who won the Stanley Cup that season anyways.
It had to happen. It's okay. You still went furthest you've ever gone.
Yeah. The 98-99 season, they signed preseason Brett Hull.
Oh!
From St. Louis.
Batty alert!
Batty!
Don't call me up.
They were like, this is going to be our missing piece.
I know him.
He had the past 3 seasons. He's coming off of 70 goal seasons for the past 3 years. We know that he had problems with their general manager. Mike Keenan. So that's the only reason that they could get him.
I remember Mike.
The divisions also realigned at this point too. So they were meeting new people in the playoffs. They won 51 games that year.
Daggum.
Had 114 points, a franchise record to this day, which tracks.
Exactly.
They won the division title and the President's Trophy for the third and second time consecutively. And in round one, they did still meet the Oilers.
They can't get away from them.
They swept the Oilers.
Oh, my God.
In a Game 4 triple overtime goal scored by Joe Nowindyk.
Oh, my gosh. My stomach would have been in shambles. I can barely make it in one overtime. I've only seen the second overtime once, and it was more than enough to make me physically ill.
I normally have to turn it off, and I will, like, check the score.
Yeah.
Like, I can't put myself. Round 2, they met the Blues, who they beat in 6 games, also in a Game 6 overtime.
Cute.
And in the conference finals versus Colorado, they trailed 3-2 and came back to win Game 6 on the road and Game 7 at home to make the Stanley Cup finals.
We love to see it.
Yes. Versus Buffalo. I think.
Okay, Buffalo.
I know they're having a bad season this year, but I was just like, what?
Didn't they just beat, like, the Devils or the Canes or they just beat someone that was good?
Yeah, they freaking destroyed the Canes.
I knew it was someone.
I want to say it was
one
like
of ours.
6-0.
It was not good. Not good to watch.
No.
Anyways.
They split the first 4 games. So they won 2. Buffalo won 2.
Mm-hmm.
Game 5, the Stars won 2-0. Game 6, the Stars also won 2-1 with a triple overtime goal scored by Brett Hull this time.
Exactly.
It went under a lot of review because they had a rule at this time that you could not enter the crease before you had puck possession. So they spent like 5 minutes reviewing this goal. But it was approved, and they won the Stanley Cup.
Brett, the man you are. Man you are.
Yeah. The 99-2000 season, they would defend their division title. And in round 1, they would beat the Oilers 4-1. Round 2, they would beat the Sharks. In the conference finals, they would win against Colorado in 7 to be in the Stanley Cup finals again versus the Devils.
Oh.
They lost in 6 games.
It had to happen.
It had to happen.
God's plan.
You know, the universe.
God's plan.
God's plan.
Who am I to argue with the Lord?
Do you know that video of Lando Norris where he's in his car and the light's shining in and he's like, look at me. I'm glowing.
Yeah.
God has blessed me. 2000-2001, they won a division title again. They were knocking out these division titles.
They said we're back. Back to back to back.
What could have been, should have been me. Bitch.
Should have manifested this.
They would win round 1 versus the Oilers again in 6. I know the Oilers.
Dang, the Oilers hated to see them coming, huh?
I was writing these notes and I was like, I know exactly what she's going to say. I know the Oilers hate to see them in the playoffs.
Sorry, I'm predictable.
No, I love it. And
I just know that they had a little list and it was like a burn
My
book.
burn book?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they did lose in round 2, swept by St. Louis. And they moved into...
Blues.
I know, right? And they moved into a new arena ahead of the next season.
That
was already in the works, but you know.
When in doubt, move out. You know, that's what I always say to these teams.
Yeah, the following season, they weren't great. Their goaltender wasn't doing his best. Their head coach was fired, but it didn't fix anything, and they missed the playoffs. 2002-2003, they would have the best record in their conference again. Thank God. They won their division title again. And in round 1, they met the Oilers.
And what happened?
They won it in 6 games.
Wow, shocking.
But in round 2, they met Anaheim, who beat them in 6 games.
Anaheim needed it more.
They did.
They needed it bad.
Yeah. The following season, they lost in round 1 to Colorado.
Dang.
I know. And in 2005-2006 season, they finished the regular season with a record of 53-23-6.
Pop off.
Yeah. They did, however, lose in round 1 of the playoffs to Colorado again.
I just feel like it's crazy that they will have like a really impressive regular season record and then the first round of playoffs. It's like, I don't know if they're too worn down or what.
Yeah.
Not just them, most teams.
Like, yeah, most teams, it's kind of crazy.
It's just crazy.
They had a lot of coaching changes. Pretty much all of their coaches were swept.
Yeah, you gotta be.
And they also had quite a few changes to players. The following season, they were pretty good. Lost in round 1 again to the Canucks. And then Brett Hull actually became co-general manager.
What?
Yeah. He had retired at this point.
Oh. Okay.
He pulled an Al Arbor. He said, I'm going to play and I'm going to be general manager.
What is in the water?
So,
Arbor is such a cute name. Al Arbor. Oh, gorgeous name.
Yeah.
Just Arbor in general.
Arbor Jackeye. Where were we? We were at 2007, 2008. Mm-hmm. Rough year for them. Luckily, it was a rough year for pretty much everybody in their division. They only won 2 games in March.
Isn't that the year that the housing market collapsed as well?
Girl, I don't know. I was like 6 years old. I didn't care about the economy. They only won 2 games in March. 2. But made the playoffs. So like
what?
Just to put it, it was a rough year for that
for
division.
the whole country.
Yeah, they met the Ducks in round 1, who were the defending Stanley Cup champion, and they beat them in 6 games. So in round 2, they met the Sharks. They also beat them in 6 games, which was a big upset as well. The conference finals was versus the Red Wings, who beat them in 6 games. So
it happens.
Okay, Abby, I can tell I wrote these past my bedtime. 2008-2009 season. Literally. Sean Avery, ahead of a game, caused a big media storm about comments that he made to a reporter about his ex-girlfriend who had started dating a Calgary defenseman. I'll read you the quote he gave. I'm really happy to be back in Calgary. I love Canada. I just want to comment on how it's become a common thing for hockey players to date my ex-girlfriends, my sloppy seconds. I don't know what that's about, but I enjoy the game.
Who the fuck do you think you are? What's this piece of shit? What is his name?
Sean Avery.
Sean Avery? You're not even cute, sir.
No.
Have you ever considered that you were the problem and that is why they just upgraded and found better men?
The league suspended him indefinitely. And actually, while I was looking at this, because I was like, in one of the articles I was reading about this team, they were like, oh yeah, he made a comment, he got suspended. I said, there seems like there's more to that.
Ooh, I want to unpack that a little bit deeper.
Seems like there's a little bit more. And I then found his now ex-wife.
Shocking.
Actually had, or still has, a restraining order against him that includes her and their son.
I hate that for her.
Know. When
and
they
for the
separated,
child.
She said that he was emotionally abusive and even physically abusive at one time to their son.
I believe it.
And she got the restraining order in their separation because he showed up at her house and physically shook her and screamed in her face and wouldn't leave. So,
dude, what an absolute waste of space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happened. They also had quite a few injuries that season to key players. They missed the playoffs, and then they missed the playoffs the next 2 years as well. So, yeah. In 2011, after 3 years of missing the playoffs, TSN reported that the league had been managing the team's finances for over a year, which is never a good thing.
I hate it when Daddy Warbucks has to come in and manage your money.
Yeah, and so in October of 2011, Tom Gagliardi put in a bid for the team. He was the only person that put in a bid. It was approved. It was also reported after that they had lost $92 million over the last 3 seasons. A bankruptcy judge actually approved the bid too for $204 million.
Whew.
because he had to take on the debt as well.
Holy crap. Why would you want to do that?
They would finally return to the playoffs again in 2014 after 5 seasons of missing them. They did lose in round 1 to Anaheim, who was the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
In Game 6 overtime, and then they missed the 2015 playoffs as well.
Any team that Anaheim has beaten playoffs, they needed it more than you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fair.
That's just how I feel.
Yeah. 2015-2016 season, they won the division title again. Mm-hmm. We're back, kind of, for this season.
We're back. We're so back.
They were runner-up for the President's Trophy, and in round 1, they beat Minnesota in 6 before losing in round 2 to St. Louis in 7. And then missing 2017 and 2018 playoffs.
Dang.
Yeah, it's quite sad. Well, in 2018, Jim Montgomery was hired as head coach.
Jim, welcome.
Yes. And they made the playoffs, beating the Preds in round 1 before, once again, losing in round 2 to St. Louis.
The playoffs are really hard.
You
got to give yourself a lot of grace.
Hey, you made it past round 1.
Hey, you made it to the playoffs.
Period. 2019-2020 season.
Yes.
Jim Montgomery was fired 2 months into the season for unprofessional conduct.
Such as?
So the general manager wouldn't go into deeper detail other than it was out of respect for everyone involved, but he did state it did not involve abuse of the players or any criminal acts. So I think he probably just got a little too big for his britches. Probably said something to somebody that didn't need said and got fired.
He probably said, "You'll never finish first without me."
I don't know what he did. I am kind of like, I don't know why you would keep that disclosed or keep that.
I'm so daggum nosy.
Well, and then everybody's going to assume the worst. I know I am.
Oh, I immediately assume the worst in every scenario.
Yeah. They did make the playoffs as the 3rd seed, regardless. And in round 1 versus the Flames, they would win the series in 6 games before meeting Colorado in round 2, where they would win it in 7 games, including a hat trick in Game 7 by Joel Kiviranta.
Thank you, Joel.
Thanks, Joel.
Put on a show, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you.
So then they went to the conference finals versus Vegas, who they would beat in 5 games.
Oh, shoot.
Yes. Before the Stanley Cup finals versus Tampa Bay, the first time in the finals since 2000. Ooh. We know Tampa Bay won that cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they lost in 6 games.
But you went to the finals. We went to the finals.
And as is typical, the next season they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Stanley Cup slump. 2021-2022, they lost in round 1 of the playoffs to the Flames in a Game 7 overtime. Dang. With the Flames winning goal being scored by Johnny Gaudreau.
Oh, love.
Yeah. In the 2022-2023 season, won round 1 versus the Wild in 6, won round 2 versus Seattle in 7, and in the conference finals versus Vegas, they would lose in 6 because we also know that Vegas won that cup. Last season, they also won the division title. They were 2nd in the league. In round 1, they beat Vegas in 7 games. In round 2, they beat Colorado in 6 games. They did meet the Oilers in the conference finals. They lost in 6. So far this season, they look pretty good. They're 3rd in their division, 5th in their conference, and they currently have a record of 28-15-1.
They're doing the dang thing.
Yeah. I will say 2 of their top players, Tyler Seguin and Mason Marchment, are both out and injured. Tyler had to have hip surgery.
Oh my God.
And so he's been out. He'll probably be out the rest of the season.
He'll be out a while.
Mason Marchment took a puck to the face.
Oh.
And it broke so many bones. He's also having to have surgery done on his face.
Oh. Hate that for him.
Yeah.
Did he not have on a visor? Or did it just hit like the lower part?
It just hit the lower part. It, like his cheek, his nose, like this whole area.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I do have a couple notable things.
Go for it.
When they won their 1999 Cup, they actually paid tribute to the North Stars' 1991 Stanley Cup run, which I love.
How did they pay tribute?
They had a whole video recapping like all their struggles and how they overcame it, and they included the North Stars and all of that too.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I love an homage to our history.
Me as well. Also, during the national anthem, I feel like it's typical that a team has something that they yell. The fans yell, "Stars."
Stars!
Stars! They also play the song titled "Puck Off" by Pantera when they first take the ice on a game.
Puck off. I don't know the song. Icon.
Yes.
Icon behavior.
Brett Hull was the first Stars player to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2009.
So appropriate.
They have since had 5 more players inducted.
Good for them.
Ed Belfour, Joe Nowendike, Mike Madonna, and both Darian and Kevin Hatcher. The 2 players I mentioned, Tyler Seguin, drafted 2nd overall in 2010 by the Boston Bruins. Both of his parents played hockey, not really professionally. I think his mom played in a minor league once upon a time, but
Queen.
Yeah. And so him and both of his sisters also grew up playing hockey.
I love a hockey family.
Yeah. He founded Seguin's Stars when he got to Dallas in 2013, which donates a luxury suite at every home game to people with spinal cord injuries.
Oh.
In tribute to one of his best friends that suffered a spinal cord injury back in 2012.
I love when they do stuff like that.
In every game, he like meets and signs autographs and take pictures and all of that.
A sweetie pie.
Yeah. He also has been known to donate a suite to the Big Brothers and Big Sisters organizations.
Yeah.
Back in 2015 and 2017. Yeah. Currently out for hip surgery, probably out the rest of the season.
Speedy recovery, King. You can do it.
And then Mason Marchment got a late start in junior hockey. He didn't start playing junior hockey until he was 19.
Is that allowed?
He wasn't drafted, but he did sign a contract with Toronto in 2016 for their AHL team. And then in 2018 signed a 2-year deal with the Maple Leafs. And that's how he got into the NHL. He was then traded to Florida and then Dallas back in 2022. But I will say, while at Florida, he recorded 2 goals and 2 assists. 2 goals and 4 assists in a game against Columbus. In one game
he did that?
Which is a record still at Florida to this day.
Dang.
Yeah, he also scored his first career hat trick that same year.
And they traded him?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's a business.
Their loss is our gain. I wish it would be a business. I could think of one team that I wish would treat it a little bit more like a business.
That's crazy because that's who we're talking about, the Colorado Avalanche.
Wow.
Colorado Avalanche.
Which is such a good name.
Yeah, it is. Their F1 equivalent, I said soft tires.
I gotta stop taking a drink when you tell me these.
Specifically soft tires on a perfect weather day fresh out of the tire warmers.
Oh.
Yes. They are a fan favorite, have good grip.
Amazing.
And can provide some quality entertainment. But they can also deteriorate quickly if conditions change unexpectedly. We should get rid of tire blankets, and they should get rid of their captain.
I think that is the most perfect F1 equivalent you've ever done.
The last one.
I really enjoyed the Monaco one, though, too.
Yeah.
Monaco was so good. But that was just, like, that's exactly what a soft tire is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we should get rid of tire blankets. Aren't they? Next year?
They're changing the tire temperature. I think the goal is to completely get rid of them in 2026 when regulations change.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
They were founded in 1972 in the WHA as the Quebec Nordics.
That's such a good name.
Mm-hmm. They became the Colorado Avalanche in 1995. So their current owner is Cronke sports and entertainment. I know. It's like
pull the lever, Gronk.
that's exactly what I thought.
Emperor's New Groove is such a good movie.
Oh, it's so good.
And the series, don't even get me started on the series.
Oh, it's
what y'all
so
know
good.
about the Emperor's New Groove?
What do y'all know about that? Nothing. Their current general manager is Chris McFarland, and their current coach is Jared Bednar. They've won 3 Stanley Cups.
Hell yeah, let's go, Avalanche.
In 96, 2001, my birth year, and 2022. Okay, speaking of Arbor Jack guy, we're not current.
Were we?
We were earlier, and I just thought about it because I said my birth year. We have the same exact birthday, same month, year, and date.
Shut up, really?
Yes, January 30, 2001.
Y'all were born on the same day?
Yeah,
I mean, God's plan.
God's plan.
Who am I to argue with the Lord?
Not me.
Also, I'd like to submit that he has the best looking facial hair other than the Nashville Predators captain in the league.
Philip Forsberg.
Yeah. He's the one with the mustache,
not their captain,
right?
but yeah, he is the one with the mustache.
He's their captain to me.
Roman Yossi is their captain.
Oh, yeah. I
Yossi.
was definitely thinking about that. Which one has the big mustache?
Philip Forsberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Philip Forsberg definitely has the best facial hair in the league. I'll give number 2 to Jack Guy. I think he's their Matthew Tkachuk, too.
That freaking fight with New Jersey and the Panthers, though, was so good. I hate that
Oh
we
my
lost
gosh.
it. Whatever. Whatever. I don't even care about the score. Because Nico getting that angry and just absolutely raging
the
out.
slow-mo video of, I think it was Kovacevic, had him in a headlock, like pulling him up while Nico's trying to...
I mean, cinema.
It was so good.
Put that in the Louvre.
Can I get that like tattooed on the back of my eyelids?
Can we get a printout of that so that we can put it in our basement?
Okay, let's get back
Found
on track. Let's get back on track. They've won 3 Stanley Cups. We said that. They've won 3 conference championships as well. 96, 01, and 2020.
Okay.
And they've won 12 division championships.
Snaps. I like it. It's been a good millennia for them.
They've also had 3 President's Trophies. 97, 2001, and 2022. 2022. Sometimes these accents come out and I don't know where they come from.
Yeah, me neither.
Quebec Nordics is where they come from, though.
Quebec.
One of the original WHA teams, founded in 1972. They merged with the NHL. They would make playoffs for 7 consecutive years from 1981 through 87. And then they declined quite a bit, including one season in the 89-90 season where they only won 12 games.
Would you say it culminated into an avalanche of disappointment?
I would say they had soft tires on and it started raining.
Oh, not a good combo. Not at all.
Mm-mm. So in 1991, they were still the Nordics at this point. They had the number 1 pick, and they drafted Eric Lindros. Do you recognize that name at all?
Yeah. I don't know from where, though.
He is like a generational player. He clearly, though, didn't want to play for them. And he made that very obvious to the press. He wouldn't wear the jersey in photos. Like, obviously... So he never played. He hadn't signed a contract yet. He wouldn't sign a contract because he didn't want to play for them. He held out for a year. He wouldn't wear their jersey in photos. If he was handed one, he would just like hold it up, but he wouldn't wear it. And after holding out for so long, not signing a contract, he was traded to the Flyers for 5 players.
Oh, so he was good.
Yeah.
I love to see a diva.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. That trade really set the Nordics up for success, though.
Yeah, you got 5 players out of that thing.
Yeah. However, in 1995, they were struggling financially. They had really
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, they had really been struggling financially for like 23 years.
Same.
Mainly due to Quebec not being a big hockey market.
Really?
And Comsat Entertainment Group agreed to buy the team. Really, they bought it through a subsidiary, Ascent Entertainment Group. Remember that for later.
Ascent Entertainment Group.
Yes. Ascent Entertainment Group owned it. Comsat owned Ascent. Mm-hmm. There we go. They also owned the NBA team, the Denver Nuggets, which I think is such a...
Denver Nuggets?
Yes.
Nuggets? nuggets is crazy. Please tell me they had just like chicken nuggets on their jersey.
No, but I wish. I'm pretty sure it's like golden nuggets, but
that is so fucking stupid.
I know.
Sorry, I'm trying to watch my profanities.
But they operated out of Denver themselves, so it was obvious they were going to move to Denver. And when the deal was officially approved, they announced the move, and they sold 12,000 season tickets in 37 days, which I've seen season ticket sales go farther. That's good, though.
I think that's a good starting place.
Yes, absolutely. So their first season in Denver, 95 through 96. Mm-hmm. They won game 1 of their first season against the Red Wings, 3-2.
Good job, you guys.
And this team looked stacked.
They look strong.
They finished their first season in Denver 47-25-10.
Dude, their first season? Pulling out of 40s? Oh.
Won the division title, made playoffs, where they beat the Canucks in round 1 in 6 games, followed by round 2 versus the Blackhawks, who they also beat in 6 games.
Daggum.
In the conference finals, they faced the Red Wings again, winning in 6 games to make the Stanley Cup Finals versus Florida. The Avalanche win the first 3 games. We're in a game 4. Mm-hmm. This is the opportunity.
This is the closer.
This is the opportunity to sweep the Stanley Cup Finals, right? They go scoreless into a triple overtime. More than 100 minutes of play without score until Yui Krupp scores the game-winning goal for the Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup.
Yui!
Sweeping Florida.
I've never doubted him.
I've never doubted him.
My thing is, you literally can't have a better first season than that. It can only get bad.
Yeah.
Did it?
In the following season, they won the division title again.
Not the Stanley Cup.
The President's Trophy. I'm not getting to that. We're not even to the playoffs.
You're trying to build momentum.
They won the division title again and the President's Trophy. They had a regular season record of 49-24-9 with 109 points. Beat Chicago in round 1 in 6 games. Followed by the Oilers in round 2, who they beat in 5 games. In the conference finals versus the Red Wings again, they would lose in 6. So, they came out swinging their first season, and they did pretty good to keep it up the second.
They said, we're here.
Yeah. Here I am.
Beep, beep. Make room or we will.
Well, then also the year after that, 97-98, they won another division title.
Oh, my gosh.
Before losing in round 2 of the playoffs to the Oilers in 7 after leading the series 3-1. But it's okay.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
1998-99 season. They had a 12-game win streak.
Love.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Also, they made the playoffs. A little trigger warning.
What is the trigger warning? You can't just say trigger warning.
Mass shooting.
Oh, God. Okay.
It didn't happen to them, but we all know about the Columbine school shooting.
Yeah.
The one that kicked off like everything. Happened in April of 1999.
I didn't know where Columbine was.
It's in Colorado. So they actually postponed their first 2 playoff games, basically to take a minute after that.
Yeah.
And would wear patches in honor of the victims throughout the rest of the playoffs. They would win round 1 and round 2 versus the Sharks and the Red Wings. And in the conference finals, they would lose to the Stars in 7. But they did have a player on their team that won the Calder Memorial Trophy for Rookie of the Year. Do you want to take a wild guess who? You're not going to guess it.
Brett Burns.
Chris Drury.
What?
I know.
Chris Drury of the New York Rangers?
For now, yeah.
What are you doing here?
99-2000 season, they won another division title. They also won round 2 and round 2.
Do you want to try that again?
They also won round 1 and round 2 against Phoenix and the Red Wings, respectively. And in the conference finals, they lost to Dallas.
So I knew that there's a bunch of back and forth between these two.
Yeah. So on ice, they were doing great. They were
they're doing amazing.
Names. Yeah. Off ice was a bit of a different story. No. ComSat was overrun with cost of construction on a new arena that they were trying to build, and they agreed to sell Ascent to Liberty Media. I said, okay, weird F1 crossover.
What are you doing here, Liberty Media?
Here's the thing. Liberty Media had no interest in owning sports teams at this time. LOL, they literally own an entire sport now. But that's okay. They had no interest in owning a sports team at this time, so the deal was contingent on Ascension selling both the Stars and the Nuggets. I can't say it without laughing.
Can we just call them the NBA team?
Yes.
Because I cannot hear the Nuggets one more time.
2 years later, Ascent was still trying to sell this team, and they were going to sell to Nancy Lowry, the heir to Walmart.
Again, she's back?
This was pre the St. Louis thing, because they wanted this team and her husband, Bill.
I remember Bill's there.
$400 million. Shareholders didn't like that because they thought the team was worth millions more than that. And so Ascent agreed to sell the team instead to Donald Strum for $461 million. He was a banking tycoon.
He was rich, not a coin collector.
Here's the thing, though. The city of Denver would not transfer ownership of the parcel of land where they were trying to build this arena to Strum because he had put his bid down in his own name. And they were like, okay, we got to protect our taxpayers in case you die or like want to move it. We don't want you to move it after all of this. So they were like, okay, we will only transfer this parcel of land to you if you agree to keep the team here for 25 years.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Those arenas, I've seen them bankrupt entire companies.
Yeah. He was okay to keep the team there, but he didn't want to be held responsible if he sold the team and that new owner wanted to move and it was all going to be in his name, so he would have been held responsible. Or if he died, he didn't want to be held responsible.
I think that's fair on both. I think it's fair on both parties.
So that deal didn't end up going through.
Ugh, bummer.
Liberty Media came back though.
Liberty.
And they bought Ascent regardless. Still intended on selling the teams, and in 2000, the team and the arena were sold to Stan Kroenke under his company, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment. He was a real estate entrepreneur and a brother-in-law to the Lorries, the Walmart heirs.
Kind of a weird crossover.
Which Nancy Lowry and her husband Bill went and bought the St. Louis Blues.
They're like, that's fine. We'll take our business elsewhere.
Literally.
We'll go buy this other failing organization.
We're going to inherit Walmart. So,
as in save money, live better, Walmart?
Yeah.
So we're not too worried about this.
Yeah. So both teams actually went into a trust under Kroenke Sports Enterprises to ensure that they would stay in Denver until at least 2025.
That's such a fun last name.
Right. Okay. Back to hockey, though. 2000-2001 season. The team is still incredible. They're still doing great things. Yeah. They're actually having the best season in franchise history at this time. They won the division title again. Shock. They won the
shock and all. Let me find my surprise face.
They won the President's Trophy, and they finished the regular season with a record of 52-16-10.
They're so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
With 118 points. Round 1, they swept the Canucks.
Sorry.
Yeah. Round 2, they played the Kings that they would win in 7. Post-game, Peter Forsberg actually had a ruptured spleen and would not return for the rest of the season.
That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
They just take it out, give you a couple shots to build up your immunizations. Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay.
That being said, hockey's hard.
Hockey is hard.
So, like, that's fine for me. But I'm not skeet-scatting.
In the conference finals, they played St. Louis Blues. They would win in 5.
Do you think they waved at Nancy or no? Hey, girl, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Oh my gosh, wait, they were in-laws too.
I know.
I hope they sat together.
Keep it in the family.
Keep it in the fam. They would win in 5 to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again. That they would win versus the Devils in 7 games for their second Stanley Cup.
Sorry to my Devils, but honestly, it's Colorado.
It's fine. I'm fine with it.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. They were good the next season, made the conference finals again versus the Red Wings, who would eventually beat them in 7 games. They won the 2002-2003 division title again, broke the NHL record for the most consecutive division titles with 9.
Yeah, they are so good.
Yes. Which meant they won division titles their entire time, being the Colorado Avalanche.
Of course they did.
Yes.
How could they not?
In 2003, they acquired Paul Kariya and Teemu Selanne.
I get so excited when I hear them.
I
forgot.
I know. I said stacked team, all caps, bold, italicized.
Freaking Paul Kariya. Oh, love
and
him.
Teemu
He is my
Selanne.
Mario Lemieux. I mean, you got father, brother.
Yeah, literally.
Father, son, all you need is the Holy Spirit.
Uh-huh. They did lose the division title fight, though, to the Canucks.
You know what? The Canucks needed it.
Canucks did need it. 2004-2005 lockout, we know that.
Yes.
Because of that, they were issued a salary cap. All teams were, and because they had such a stacked team,
No.
they had to actually release some of their top players.
Just let them be happy together.
2005-2006, they were second in the division. Round 1, they beat Dallas in 5 games before being swept by Anaheim in round 2. Anaheim needed it.
I'm sorry, you'll get no sympathy from me.
The general manager resigned. So
I would also resign if Anaheim swept me.
In 2006, so they had previously gone 11 years with a sellout streak of every single home game that they played.
That's insane.
487 games.
The fan base.
Yeah.
To be fair, they were winning.
That did come to an end in October of 2006, where they had a game where I think they were like 382 tickets short of a sellout.
Well, that's what happens when you don't win.
Yeah, they also missed the playoffs in 2007.
There we go.
2008, they were swept in round 2 by the Red Wings. 2008-2009 season. I'm so dramatic.
Tell me about it.
Cold, dark, rainy season.
This is when they had on their soft tires and it started raining.
Yes, absolutely.
Got it.
They had a regular season record of 32-45-5. They missed the playoffs.
What happened?
Obviously, they missed the playoffs. They just were struggling at this point. They got into a slump. This is what I meant by they are great.
The slumps are real.
It can go really bad really quick.
Oh, I know about that. I'm a Canucks fan and a Ferrari fan. I know all about suffering.
Yeah, you do. The general manager and head coach were relieved of their duties.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad, but it got worser.
No.
2010 through 2011, they were 29th in the league.
Oh?
This was when they only had 30 teams, too.
Well, we weren't last.
Yeah. The 2010 draft, though, they did get the 2nd overall pick, where they drafted Gabriel Landeskog.
Hell of a name.
They also drafted Duncan Simmons, 11th overall as well. Landeskog led the team in goals his rookie season.
Thank you, Gabriel.
They named him captain at just 19 years old in 2012, the youngest captain in NHL history. He even beat out Crosby by 11 days.
It's crazy to me. I kind of view it as not a green flag, like a yellow to red flag when you have a teenager as your captain. Like,
I agree.
You couldn't, what is going on over there?
I get it because I agree that your best player should be your captain, but I don't know.
I just think it's a little like, he's not, like, he's a baby. Like, he just got
it's hard
here.
to lead.
Like, he's still trying to find his wings.
Yeah. And they returned to playoffs in the 2014 season. Thank God. They won the division title again. Thank God. We're back.
We're back. We're
number 1 in the conference before being upset by Minnesota in round 1 in 7 games.
You know what? Nordy needed it.
Nordy needed it.
And
it's
what
all about
Nordy wants, Nordy gets.
Period. They would miss the 2015, 16, and 17 playoffs.
Oof.
Yeah. The 2017 through 18 season, they were led by Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen. They made the playoffs again, thank God.
Thank you.
And they only made the playoffs by winning the last game in their regular season. So they really cut it close.
That's high stakes.
They had a 47-point increase from the previous season, and they played the Preds in round 1 where they lost in 6 games.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh at your troubles, but
The 2019 season, they made the playoffs again, second back-to-back, winning round 1 versus the Flames in 5 games before losing to the Sharks in round 2 and 7.
I love the Sharks.
Yeah. 2020, they won round 1 versus the Coyotes, lost in round 2 to Dallas. 2021, they won the division title, swept the Blues in round 1.
Lovely.
Before losing to Vegas in round 2, because we know Vegas.
I mean, you know.
We know Vegas won that cup.
We know that Vegas is going to be
They're going to be that
winner.
guy.
One thing about Vegas is they show up.
Yeah, they do.
At least that year.
Yes. I said 2022-2021 season with a new energy.
We have rested. We have digested.
Yes.
We did a little self-care.
We have made the playoffs again. Thank God.
We did it. Kind of.
Round 1 versus the Preds. They swept the Predators.
Appropriate.
Round 2 versus the Blues. They would win in 6.
Nice.
Before meeting the Oilers in the conference finals, whom they would sweep.
Yes. We're so back. We're back.
To make the Stanley Cup finals versus Tampa Bay.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. No. This isn't the year that Tampa Bay won their cup.
What year is this?
This is 2022.
Oh, my God.
So the Avalanche won their 3rd cup in 6 games. They beat Tampa Bay.
I mean,
2023, they won another division title before the Kraken upset them in round 1.
the Kraken, that's a blast
I know.
from the past.
Talk
What
about
are you
an
doing
upset.
here?
And then last season, they were pretty good. They went to the playoffs, won round 1 versus the Jets in 5 before losing to Dallas in round 2 in 6 games. Currently, they're 4th in the division, 7th in the conference. They're playing for a wild card spot for playoffs right now.
I hope they get it.
Their current record is 27-18-1. Some notable things.
Tell me. Note
It's a fan tradition to boo Todd Bertuzzi when he got possession of the puck at any home game. Literally.
Who is Todd Bertuzzi?
I'm so glad you asked. He punched Steve Moore from behind in 2004. Do you remember this?
Fuck no. Get out of here.
And caused him to have 3 fractured neck vertebrae.
I remember.
Ending his career.
I remember this.
And so for the rest of his career, they booed him every time he got puck possession.
Anytime I see this man, immediately boo.
Yeah, he is retired now.
I like that. Good loyalty.
Yeah. The city of Denver and Kroenke Sports Enterprise or Entertainment?
I think it's entertainment. You've said entertainment.
Yes, Kroenke Sports Entertainment actually came to an agreement in 2019 to keep the team in Denver until 2040. So they said we want a long-term commitment, and they said okay. You know this because we watched Face Off. Gabriel Landeskog, their team captain, has not played a game since 2022. He still does not have a return window.
I get now why they're so loyal to him. Mm-hmm. But, like, cut the cord.
I'm also, at the end of the day, I think it's a bad call to have your captain be someone that's not even out on ice during a game.
I can understand why they kept him that first year after the injury. We're in our 3rd year of this.
And he still doesn't have a return date.
Cut the cord.
Yeah.
Get a new captain.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. He was really good. And from what I saw in the documentary, he sounds phenomenal. We love. But you know what? Be a commentator. Be a coach. You can't play.
I
How are
think
you going to be
make
the
him-
captain? You can't play.
I think just
And
make
I
him
hate
an
that for
assistant
you.
coach.
Put him in an assistant coach. Let him still be in the team. We've seen that work time and time again with them bringing in retired players that know the program.
Yeah.
This is just drawn out and painful.
Yeah.
It's so not very hockey of them.
It's not.
It's not hockey at all. It's just painful. Just stop.
It is. And I think too, he's not going to be the one to be like, I'm done.
No,
These people
I don't know
want to
any hockey
play-
player who's going to do that.
Yeah,
Any athlete.
You've got to make the move. And he seems like a great guy, and the team obviously loves him, and they listen to him. But at the end of the day, your captain should be out on the ice during a game.
Exactly.
Even if he is practicing with them, which I think he is now.
Yeah,
I know he is
now.
It's not enough.
He hasn't played hockey in 2 years. So he's
3.
He's not even going to be competitive.
He hasn't. This is his 3rd season not playing.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
No.
It's honestly ridiculous. I love the loyalty.
Yeah.
But at what point are you going to call it?
And it's not that they don't have other good players, because Nathan McKinnon is also here. He's incredible too.
Who?
Nathan McKinnon. First overall draft pick in 2013 by Colorado.
Get it.
Widely regarded as a generational player as well.
Love.
Yes. I think he should be captain. Personally, that might be a hot take, but I just do. In 2022, he signed an 8-year deal for $100.8 million.
Get that money, honey.
Get that back.
Ooh, we love. Who should I make the check out to?
Yes. He won the Calder Rookie of the Year.
Love it.
In 2014.
Okay, sister. Don't get so excited.
In 2014. And in 2020, he won the Lady Byng Award for like the best cleanest player. Last year, he won the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Memorial trophies.
Lovely.
He has also made the NHL All-Star Game 2017, 18, 19, 20. I don't think there was one in 2021, but 22, 23, 24.
So every year.
Yes. But he's really good. They've also got Cale Makar, who was drafted 4th overall in 2017 by Colorado. He played 2 seasons in college and debuted in 2019. He won the Calder, was nominated for the James Norris in 2020, 2021. He did win the Norris in 2022.
Really?
They also won the Cup in 2022. He was named MVP and won the Conn Smythe in 2022 as well.
Oh my gosh.
And referred to as one of the best defensemen and best players in modern hockey.
What'd you say his name was again?
Cale Makar.
How old is this kid? This man? This person? It doesn't matter.
He's a couple years older than me. He's got to be your age, I think. And I also want to talk about Mackenzie Blackwood.
Love.
Mackenzie Blackwood was a goaltender drafted.
Great name.
Yeah, drafted 2nd overall, or drafted in the 2nd round in 2015 by the New Jersey Devils.
Oh.
He was traded to San Jose, where he had an okay career. And then in December of 2024, they picked him up from San Jose. He has been a great addition to this team and has fit in perfectly.
Good.
And they actually just signed him to a 5-year contract for $26.25 million.
He's a good fit.
He's a good fit. He's
Seems like he's found his flow in Colorado, which
Yeah.
rhymes. Okay, is there anything else we need to talk about?
No, that's the last.
Okay. Do you know what we're going to talk about next week?
We are going to talk about the Hughes family
Yes!
lore next week. I've got a good lineup of other things that we're going to talk about.
I'm excited to learn.
Yes.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
Smash that like button.
So smash and subscribe. Smash and subscribe. Please comment. We like to engage with y'all.
Oh my gosh, the comments are my favorite.
But not hateful ones. Get that out of here. Keep that in your
We've only
toxic
had
brain. View responsibly.
View responsibly.
We'll see you next episode to talk about the core 5, the Hughes.
Oh, parents, yeah.
Yeah, we are including them.
Yes, absolutely.
Ellen deserves to be talked about. We better be talking about Ellen.
Yes, this is for the one girl that has commented and asked. I heard, and I will answer.
Yes, we'll be talking as per request.
Feel free to comment your questions too if you want us to dive into specific things about them.
Yes, if you know something we don't know, which is a lot,
tell us.
Please tell us. We'll dive into it. Okay, bye.